The core of the Money Magnifier program is the tracking of income and expenses. There are several ways to view these income and expenses, and the main purpose being what we call cash flow, showing all of the ins and outs on any account, giving you your final balance, as you can see here, on any given day. Whether that be months in advance, you can see exactly how you stand. So let's look at income and expenses. We're currently in calendar view. Within calendar view, if you need to add an income or an expense, you simply choose a date, right click, and then select add either an income or an expense. So let's put an income. Perhaps we're expecting the payment for something we sold on the internet. So we can put a description of payment for internet sale. And because that's not in the list, we'll get an option that says, would you like to save this as an addition so you can choose it later? And we'll say yes. And we're expecting that money to be $358.34. It's a one-off, and we'll just save that on that particular day. We can now see it show up in the calendar. The same with expenses. We can right-click, add, and add an expense. We'll go over recurring transactions in the next video, but now let's have a look at ways we can view those transactions. So we can double-click from the calendar view on any day, and we can see a list of transactions by any date range, and we can double-click into that transaction to change the amount if we need to. We might choose to get rid of the cents, or we might need to change the value altogether. You can also make any transaction inactive, or in other words, delete it from the system by simply double-clicking and unticking the active flag, and then clicking Save. You'll now see that it's gone, and our calendar view is once again updated. So we can view that in calendar mode. We can also view it in list mode, which just quite simply shows the dates of the month that transactions occur and the ongoing balance as these flows of money come in and out. Again, we can double click to any transaction the same way as we do from calendar mode, or right click and add a transaction, either an income or an expense, and of course we can change the date, which account, and we can choose from our list of existing descriptions. The passive income flag is an interesting one and has been included so that you can keep a track of income you earn outside of your day-to-day job. So, in other words, perhaps you own a rental property. The rent paid by your tenants will be passive income. So, if we load in that we have rent coming in on the 28th of $500, we might tick that as passive income. And that will then go to our passive income ratios. We'll talk about that more in the financial reports. So that's list mode, and the final view is daily mode, which gives you just your income and expenses for the day, the total balance, and again a list of those transactions. You can also add new income and expenses from this screen. When we're setting up Money Magnify, one of the things that we'll need to do is enter in an opening balance. So let's do that. We'll go back to today's screen and we can see that highlighted. Now let's say, for example, that you've purchased Money Magnify as of the 1st of January. What we want to do is enter in the opening balance for this particular account. So you've set up a new account and we now say, right, when I started with Money Magnify, I had $2,330 in my account. So we're going to enter that in. Now remember, we right click and add an income. We say it's into the right account and we'll enter it in from the list as our opening balance. Now if opening balance doesn't show in your list, you can quite simply type that in so you've got it then in from there to the future. And we'll say, I can't remember the exact amount I just said, but $2,334 is our opening bank balance account, and it's a one-off, so we'll just click on Save, and now my bank balance is exactly up to date, and I can see income and expenses going in from there on in. Well, that's it for income and expenses. I hope that helps you navigate through Money Magnify and load in every transaction that you have. If you'd like to see a list of your income and expenses, over here on the left-hand side, you can see income and an income list, and expenses and an expense list for any given date range. Again, you can drill in and change anything you need to. Look forward to seeing you on the next video.